Hey everyone, my name is Gavin, and this will be a video on how to deal with ray sensor and the range. So pretty much you have a ray sensor attached to a cube or an object, and you want to be able to determine how far it will go, or how to utilize, or how to edit how far it will go. I will be using a little bit of Python, and I'm just going to get started. So to start off, let's right click on this light, hit X delete, and right click on this camera, hit X delete, and right click on this cube right here, and go from defaults to game logic, and go from Blender render to Blender game. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to have it so that we're going to trigger a Boolean operator to toggle from true to false to determine how long our ray sensor range is. So let's add a game property Boolean, and I'll call this toggle prop like that. And I'm going to add a keyboard sensor in our cube with tap selected. I'll actually call this space, and we're going to have a space bar as the main key. And let's add an edit object, or a property actuator. Change the mode from assign to toggle, and let's have toggle prop be the property we want to toggle. So if I hit this I right here and do game and then show debug properties, we can see that every time I hit this the button, it'll toggle that property from true to false. Okay. Now that we have that, what we're going to do is add an always sensor. Click these first three dots. And then add a ray sensor. This ray sensor will be just named ray all lowercase. And by default, let's just have the ray sensor at like 50, or the range at 50. And keep it on the positive y-axis. Let's add a Python controller and connect it like this. And let's do templates Python in the game logic simple. So if we take this up right here, so delete the portion I've highlighted, hit Control and scroll up on your mouse to make your text larger. I'm just going to rename this to script.py, add script like this, and add the ray sensor into our script by doing ray is going to equal controller.sensors ray like this. And what we're going to do is, just to start off to see what this looks like, I'm actually just going to open up the system console really quick. We're just going to print the ray.range. So print ray.range. Now it should, if we do this correctly, just print out 50 like this, because that is the range of our ray sensor right here. So if I change this to 25 and hit play, you can see it's now going to hit 25. Now something that we can do with our ray sensor range is, what essentially the ray is essentially just an invisible line from the point of origin, or in this case our cube, to 25 units, or whatever the unit of measurement is for Blender, out on the y-axis like this right here. And we can tell that this is how it's working, because if we do spacebar and then add a cube and drag this cube out and hit play, actually, let me try something really quick. Let's make this new cube we just added an actor. So click actor right here, and let's have it draw a line if it's active like this. So let's do from BGE import render, and then have if ray.positive. It should be positive because we didn't put a property to look for in it. We're going to do render.drawLine, own.worldPosition, ray.hitPosition, 1, 0, 0, like this. So it should just draw a red line like this between our two cubes. And you can see it does. But what we're going to do is now have it so that the range of our sensor is edited with the use of our property. So you remember there's that spacebar property, the toggle prop. And what we're going to do is have the range. So let's have if own toggle prop is equal to true. We're going to have ray.range is going to equal, let's say, 25. And if it's else, we're going to have ray.range is going to equal 3. So what should happen is that since the range when the Boolean operator is true is much longer, it'll be able to activate our ray sensor right here, but when it's shorter, it won't. So if I hit play, you can see it's going to start off as false, and then when I toggle to true, it's going to be long enough to actually be able to, the ray is going to be long enough to actually be able to be activated like this. And if we go inside of our script, you can see that every now and then it's going to switch from 3 to 25 to 3, all the way like this. Okay, so that's just kind of a basic overview of how the array sensor range works. I hope you guys find this useful.